The day before dev, Fntastic is shutting down just days after early access launch. Um, let's see. This is the update. Um, I want original story. Here we go. I'll read the original story, then I'll read the update. Fntastic, the studio behind the day before, is shutting down. It announced the closure today on December 11th with a statement that arrives 4 days after the day before launched into early access on December 7th. The studio says servers for the day before will remain operational, but it also says at this moment the future of the game and its 2021 release Prop Night are unknown. Fntastic opened in 2015. Its first game was The Wild 8, released in 2017. Today we announced the closure of Fntastic Studio. Unfortunately, the day before has failed financially, and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. We invested all our efforts, resources, and man hours into the development of the day before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately, we don't have the funding to continue the work. It's important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during the development of the day before. There were no pre orders or crowdfunding campaign. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into the game. At the moment, the future of the day before and Prop Night is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately, we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor. The statement also listed scheduled releases over the years, as you can see above. The day before launched into early access last week on December 7th. As reported by IGN, the game peaked at 38,104 concurrent users at launch on Steam, but today that number is down to 4,197 players, according to SteamDB. In those 4 days, the day before received enough negative reviews from players to place it into the 10 worst reviewed games on Steam. Over the years, the day before has been the subject of controversy, ranging from requests for volunteer work, various delays, broken promises, and more. Oddly, Fntastic has scrubbed its entire YouTube channel, leaving the following note as its channel's description. We're grateful to everyone who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the past 8 years. Now, here's the update to that story. Fntastic, the studio behind the day before, announced yesterday that it was shutting down. It said at the time that the servers for the game, which launched last week, would remain operational, but that the future of the day before is unknown. Now, less than 24 hours later, the day before is no longer available for purchase on Steam, although you can still visit the page. Plus, anyone who purchased the game is eligible for a refund according to Fntastic. Answer to those who ask for a refund, a Fntastic tweet reads, we and publisher Myrona are currently working with Steam to allow refunds for any player who chose to request one, regardless of the game time. Fntastic received $0 and will receive nothing from the day before sales. Notably, Steam allows users to refund games if they played it for less than 2 hours and it hasn't been more than 14 days since the purchase date. Myrona, however, is offering refunds to anyone who purchased the day before. Myrona also posted the following statement on Twitter. To all the day before players, as the investor of the day before, we would like to provide some updates on the current situation around the game. We are sorry for the fact that the game didn't meet expectations of the majority of the players. Today, we will work with Steam to open up refunds for any players who choose to make a refund. We're in contact with Fntastic regarding the future of the game. Did you hear about this game? Because some ordinary gamers on YouTube talked about it.
Yeah, I heard about it for the last several days, about weeks now. People say it was a scam because the company got shut down a couple days after the release of the game, and
Yeah,
it held back the release of the game for a few weeks, if not a few months. That's why the reason why I think I blame them, because they supposed to release it sometime earlier this year, or sometime earlier this year actually, instead of right now. So, and since they released it, they couldn't get money back involved into their revenue. So they went out of business with all the mishaps going on in that company. So it's at first it looks like a good game to play, hype of what it was. But then when I saw the gameplay of it by Voice Critical, I think it was his name. When I saw his gameplay, it was very glitchy, the game itself, and it's like, it wasn't all that great, looks like it. So I guess you could say that, and it'll still be listed from Steam as well. That's someone check as well. So no one can't buy the game after that.
Yeah, yeah, the game's unpurchasable now. But I saw like the one big problem was like in 2021 the trailers or the gameplay footage showed showed like showed showed what the people were hoping, but when they got the game in 2023, it was basically everything they were sold on um was not in the game. And the game has huge glitches like soldiers appearing gigantic. Um, like and if you shoot it, this giant soldier body flies up in the air like a Macy's Day Parade float. Um, so it's basically yeah, this game was a disaster. Um, and basically a lot of the people who bought the game feel like they've been lied to. So
Yeah,
yeah, I hate to say it, but sounds like it couldn't happen to a nicer studio. You saying Fantastic didn't know this uh the state of the game when they released it? You
that's
know,
nonsense
if they had something this broken, they should have just canceled the game.
at best. Yeah,
Yeah, so
they're trying to make up for revenue, and that's what that releases and what happens after that. Because they're going to get bankrupt anyway by whatever their practices were. That company, they're trying to make up for the losses as much as possible to their debtors and creditors.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if you would yeah, so if you want to if you were unfortunate enough to purchase this game and you want a refund, it doesn't matter how long you played it or how many days it's been since you purchased it. You'll still be eligible for a refund if you want one.
But,
And maybe more game developers should be more honest next time.
and it's also a crowdfunding, I hear too. It was basically an actual game in development by default. So it's not like some, preview slash early access next to access type of game or pre alpha build, you know?
Right.
So I
Yep.
don't get their budget of their time and money.
Yep. I mean, you know it's bad when when a game developer or a development company is asking for volunteers to help.
Oh, yeah.